Chief Advisor stresses the need for proper documentation of all atrocities committed against people during the regime of Sheikh Hasina. Number of voters in the country reaches 12,37,32,274. National Voters' Day celebrated today with the theme, "In Our Bangladesh, We Will Vote Together." Some exceptional individuals and organizations will be awarded Shadinata Puruskar this year, says Education Advisor. Appellate Division fixed May the 8th for hearing on review petition against caretaker government verdict. Appellate Division to hear the appeal tomorrow against High Court verdict that acquitted Khalida Zia from sentence in Zia Charitable Trust graft case. Israel blocks entry of all humanitarian aid to Gaza in Ramadan. Israel threatens dire consequence if Hamas rejects new ceasefire deal. And in Dubai, New Zealand batting against India with victory target of 250 runs in ICC Champions Trophy. Assalamu alaikum. This is Shamim Khan, welcoming you all to News at 10. Those were the headlines. We now move on to the news and details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus stressed documenting all atrocities committed during the regime of ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, including the crackdown on protesters at Shapla Chottor, police brutality against protesters after the verdict against Dilwar Hussain Saidi, and extrajudicial killings over the years. There is a need for proper documentation of all atrocities committed against the people of this country. Unless this documentation is done, it is difficult to know the truth and ensure justice, said the Chief Advisor. The Chief Advisor made this comment when the United Nations Resident Coordinator in Bangladesh, Ewan Lewis, and the Senior Human Rights Advisor at the UN Resident Coordinator's Office in Bangladesh, Huma Khan, called on him at the State Guest House, Jumuna, today. Resident Coordinator Lewis said that the UN was ready to provide technical support and help the people of Bangladesh build their capacity in this regard. This is a process of healing and establishing truth, Lewis said. The Chief Advisor thanked the UN for its fact-finding report on human rights violations and abuses related to the protests of July and August 2024 in Bangladesh. We are very happy to see the UN has published the report. It came on time. It was not an easy task, said the Chief Advisor. Resident Coordinator Lewis informed the Chief Advisor that the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, will brief the member state about its findings on March the 5th during the 55th session of Human Rights Council. The resident coordinator hoped that the upcoming visit of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres to Bangladesh will bring the Rohingya crisis back to global attention amid dwindling aid supply. A delegation of development and renewable energy experts led by former Norwegian Minister for Development and Environment Erik Solheim called on Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House in Dhaka today. The team expressed their keen interest to invest in small-scale solar plants and carbon markets, agroforestry in the country, and jointly explore hydroelectricity investment opportunities in Nepal as Bangladesh focuses more on easing off fossil fuels in the coming years. Professor Yunus welcomed the move, saying the interim government was now ready to attract foreign direct investment in these rapidly evolving sectors. Professor Yunus said Dhaka had already initiated talks to import hydroelectricity from Nepal and Bhutan, and his government was more than eager to explore opportunities to set up a South Asia grid to bring the power to Bangladesh via a narrow corridor in India. Erik Solheim, also former UN Under-Secretary General, said Bangladesh lacks enough unused space to build a large-scale solar plant as China and some other Asian countries did. But he said the country could be a perfect place to set up small-scale solar plants. Professor Yunus said his government has put special emphasis on solar plants and he has already invited Chinese investors to relocate solar panel manufacturing plants to Bangladesh. During the hour-long talks, the chief advisor and Solheim-led delegation also discussed Rohingya crisis and recent developments in the western Myanmar state of Rakhine, where a rebel group now controls most of the territories. The National Voters' Day has been observed across the country today with the theme, "In our Bangladesh, we will vote together." Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin inaugurated the activities of the day at the Nirbachan Bhavan in the capital Sagargaon in the morning. He said at the moment the total number of voters is 12,37,32,274. Of them, 6,33,61,615 are male, but 6,03,69,665 are female. Later, a discussion was organized marking National Voters' Day. At that time, the CEC, as chief guest, said that he had made commitments to the nation for holding a free, fair and credible election. He sought cooperation from all in this regard. Other election commissioners said they don't want to see irregularities in elections, including ballot stuffing at night. They said spontaneous participation of people is the key to a good election. Election Commission Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed presided over the discussion. National Voters' Day has been observing since 2019. Ramadan is the holiest month for Muslims. Fasting is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and one of the most significant acts of worship. Fasting is a key way of achieving self-restraint, self-control, spiritual purification, patience and taqwa. It is also an essential act of worship for attaining taqwa and spiritual elevation. Sawm is the Arabic term used to describe the act of fasting. Muslims are required to fast during the month of Ramadan, which entails abstaining from food, drink, sexual relations, and displeasing speech and behavior from dawn until dusk. The purpose of fasting is to attain closeness to Almighty Allah through moral development, physical discipline, mutual harmony, and compassion, as well as social equality and progress. Fasting is not just an obligatory act of worship, it also plays a significant role in spiritual growth and moral excellence. The strict discipline and self-control of fasting provide an opportunity for a person to become a true Muslim. Muslims can develop a deep and intimate connection with Almighty Allah through fasting. A fasting person's mind becomes free from sin and attains purity through strict self-restraint and righteous thoughts. That is why, during the month of fasting, an atmosphere of serenity, peace and purity prevails in the society, which should be maintained throughout the year. On the first day of Ramadan, there is a shortage of edible oil in the kitchen market. Retailers hope that edible oil market will return to normal within a few days as the supply shortage eases. Meanwhile, the price of onions, lentils and chickpeas remains stable. Although onion price slightly decreased, garlic price remain high. Despite being the peak season, potato prices are also unusually high. Traders said there are no signs of these prices decreasing before Eid. However, the price of high-demand Ramadan items like dates and sugar have decreased this year. The price of chickpeas, flattened rice, puff rice and molasses remains stable. Besides, the price of vegetables remains stable due to adequate supply. Market insiders said that unlike previous years, the price stability of most essential commodities this year indicates an overall improvement in the situation. Consumers demand strict monitoring to prevent artificial shortages and price manipulation of goods during Ramadan. Education and Planning Advisor Dr. Wahiduddin Mahmood said this year some exceptional individuals and institutions will be awarded the Independence Award in recognition of the outstanding contributions to the country. He made the announcement today after the meeting of Advisory Committee on Independence Award at the Secretariat. However, the advisor did not disclose who will receive the Independence Award this year or how many recipients there will be. He informed that the committee has recommended some names which will be sent to the chief advisor for final approval. While briefing at that time, the law advisor stated that in the past, decisions regarding Independence Award were made based on group and organizational considerations. Even a controversial institution like RAB was awarded this highest national honor. He also mentioned that this year the number of awardees will be less than 10. The Appellate Division has fixed May the 8th for hearing on appeal petitions seeking reconsideration of the verdict that scraped the caretaker government system. Political parties and 6 individuals filed 4 petitions in this regard. A 3-member bench of the Appellate Division, led by Senior Justice Muhammad Ashfaqul Islam, fixed the date today. Attorney General Muhammad Asaduzzaman and Additional Attorney General Onik R. Haq argued in the court for the state. On the other hand, Barrister Ruhul Quddus Kajul and Advocate Muhammad Shishir Munir represented the petitioners. The Appellate Division will hear the appeal tomorrow against the High Court verdict that acquitted BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia from her 7-year jail sentence in Zia Charitable Trust graft case. The 3-member Appellate Division bench, led by Justice Muhammad Ashfaqul Islam, fixed the date today. The Anti-Corruption Commission and the state side filed the appeal on February the 23rd. On November 27 last year, the High Court acquitted former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia from a 7-year jail sentence in Zia Charitable Trust graft case. The International Crimes Tribunal, ICT, today ordered for producing 4 people, including 2 former policemen, before it on April the 9th in Crimes Against Humanity case lodged over the killing of Abu Saeed in Rangpur during July-August mass uprising. The 3-member tribunal, led by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Murtuza Mojumdar, passed the order allowing a plea of the prosecution. ICT Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam said at a press briefing after the hearing. The 4 accused are former Sub-Inspector Amir Hussain, former Constable Shujan Chandra Roy, former Proctor of Begum Rokeya University Sharif al-Islam and General Secretary of the banned Bangladesh Chhatra League BCL Varsity Wing Imran Chaudhry Akash. Before the killing of Abu Saeed, then Proctor Shariful and leaders and activists of BCL attacked the varsity students and flashed them out of their campus. The ICT Chief Prosecutor said the investigation agency of the tribunal is likely to file its probe report in Crimes Against Humanity case against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina within this month. There will be no rise of autocracy in the country in future if democratic political culture can be practiced by maintaining national unity against fascism. BNP leader Salahuddin Ahmed shared this observation while addressing a discussion titled Role of Politicians in Ensuring Human Rights at the National Press Club in the capital. Among others, World's Human Rights Organization's Bangladesh Chapter Chairman Dr. Abdul Latif Masoom, BNP Vice Chairman Abdul Salam Pintu, BNP leaders Abdul Salam and Nazimuddin Alam addressed on the occasion. Salahuddin Ahmed said, "We can visualize the severity of violation of human rights in Bangladesh by reading recent UN fact-finding mission report."
Ma, ক্ষুধা লাগছে, খাইতে দাও। টেবিলে খাবার রাখা আছে, খায় নে। মা, আমি এই খাবার খাবো না। কেন? তাইলে গন্ধ? গন্ধ হইব কেন?
কি হইছে? লক্ষ্মী মায়ের ধমকাইতেছো কেন?
লক্ষ্মী না চাই, প্রত্যেক বেলা খাবার নিয়ে ঝামেলা করে। কথাটা ঠিক না। আমি কইছি পচাবাসি খাবার আমি খাবো না। ভাইজান কি করমু কও? প্রত্যেক বেলা নতুন নতুন রান্ধনের সময় কই। তাই এক বেলা রান্ধি 2 বেলা খাই।
একবার রান্না করে 2 বেলা খাইতেই পারো, কিন্তু রান্না করা খাবার ভালোভাবে সংরক্ষণ করে খাইতে হইব।
সেটা আবার কেমনে?
রান্না করা খাবার স্বাভাবিক তাপমাত্রায় 2 ঘন্টার বেশি রাখা যাইব না। 2 ঘন্টার বেশি রান্না করা খাবার খাওয়ার আগে আবার ভালো কইরা গরম করে নিতে হইব।
মামা তুমি মাইরে কও, তোমার পরামর্শ মাইনা চলতে। ঠিক আছে রে মা, আর কইতে হইব না।
পচা বাসি খাবার খেলে অসুখ হবে সবাই বলে। সুস্থ দেহ যদি চাই